안녕하세요. 여보세요. 감사합니다. STAYC just released their new single, Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear. For anybody who gets the Demolition Man reference. It's pretty old. I know, but I'm a 90s kid, so it's what I think of when I hear the name of the song. But I thought it would be cool to go back and look at some of the things that were released before, right? So they had these High Up released some of these little, like, I don't know if they were, I guess they're teasers, but not direct, like music video teasers kind of. But they were interesting, right? They certainly got my attention, and I'm pretty sure they got a lot of other people's attention. So what I thought would be cool to do is just check these out to kind of get a reminder, and then maybe check out the actual music video trailers, because they did release 2 of those. And then we'll go into the actual song and video and see if there were any sort of like ideas that were presented in these first materials and that carried over into the actual song. So here was the first High Up little teaser snippet.
치고 될까요?
여기 사장님.
저기요. 잠시만요.
저기요.
네. 컵 드릴게요. 잠시만요.
네.
Teddy bear.
That's what it was. Teddy bear. Ooh. Okay. Now, here, this was the second one.
Hold on tighter to you. Teddy bear.
Okay. Now, so far there's music that comes in and it's different, like there was certain music playing here. The vocalist in this sounds really familiar. I think I've actually heard her before, but I'm not sure who it is. Of course, it could just be the style also. But then, it goes back into that teddy bear. Ooh. Third one. And they're all like people just doing day-to-day things, kind of. The first guy was at work. The young woman was on her way somewhere, and this is a family at home.
잘 살아있네요.
Teddy bear.
So far there is a little motive that, is in all of these. And the teddy bear visual, the first one was just a drawing, like a doodle. And then it was a teddy bear mascot. And then, there was a couple in here. You actually had the book, the actual teddy bear. Now, to check out the actual music video teaser. Barely anything, right? With great visuals, though, right? A great color, really nice color. Okay. Number 2, right? Ah, there it is. Ooh, right? So it's coming together now. It's coming together now. That little motive was actually used in, it seems like it's the chorus phrasing. Who knows? It probably pop up in the verse too. Now, let's actually check out the music video proper.
STAYC girls, it's going down.
남의 말은 짜릿해 앞뒤로도 메이크업 후 내가 볼 땐 아닌데 자기들만 엑소쿠 상상은 자연단 너의 진짜라고 믿거든 왜 자꾸 돌아가려 해 답답하게 났어 서두르지만 no hurries Anyway 우리 다 이번 생은 처음이잖아 정답은 없어 원하니 그런 기대감 내려놔질 만큼 크니까 Quiet please be 행긴 모드로 편히 안 잡을 필요한 말 속으로 내가 원할 때만 버튼 바람은 빠졌어 Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear No 멋이 없어 매일매일 똑똑말로만 so good 뻔뻔해 no much like bang bang
Don't talk about it, be your body, all your lose. 욕심이 과해, always breaking up, it's your food.
서두르지만 no hurries Anyway 우린 다 이번 생은 처음이잖아 정답은 없어 원하니 그런 기대감 내려놔질 만큼 크니까 Quiet please be 행긴 모드로 편히 안 잡을 필요한 말 속으로 내가 원할 때만 버튼 바람은 빠졌어 Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear 모두를 확실히 해 걱정이 아니면 잠깐 call it now 질투일지도 몰라 잘하고 있는 건 나 so keep it down 네가 원하는 건 뭘까 Quiet please be 행긴 모드로 편히 안 잡을 필요한 말 속으로 내가 원할 때만 버튼 바람은 빠졌어 Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear
Ah. Oh, it's good. It's good, man. It's good. It's like what I've already checked out before. Here is the it was Run to You, of course, and then it was ASAP. And this is kind of like, it feels like both, you know. It's somewhere in between. It's got like some of the appeal of both. The percussion, especially as soon as the percussion comes in, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is STAYC for sure. Like, you know, remind me of the Run to You percussion. Really great synth sounds in the bass, and also that little melody part too. It sounds like some sort of synth, probably on a MIDI controller, that higher pitched one that carries that motive around, that do 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 do. And it's a good phrasing too. Like it plays around a little bit, I think it's probably usually it's on the third sort of go around in the sequence, where you'll hear like a change up in it. The bridge section too, that synth bass had almost like it had like a strings like quality to it. It was almost like someone had synth bass strings going on. It was good. This has that very very good use of contrast between the sections, but keeping its flow, keeping its continuity, so you feel like you're in the same place throughout the song. But what a great lead up to the release of the single, right? All of the keeping that little chorus motive, introducing that the way they did, having people just sort of sing it or hum it. It made it very, very cool, man. It was very cool. That was well done by High Up and the group also. And then that first teaser, that only gave you the one part. It only gave you the teddy bear part. And then the second teaser, that tied in that little motive part to it. And then it was like, okay, chorus concept. There it is, no subtitles, so I have to look it up to see exactly what's going on, but it seems like a very upbeat kind of light pop, with very cool instrument selections in the mix. Also, the guitar sounds are actually really cool. Like I'm not sure. It sounds like somebody playing it. It doesn't sound like a complete synth sort of approach to that. Usually, you'll sort of direct in, play a part pretty much dry, and then add whatever effects onto it later. But the main part comes in clean usually. It sounds like it's played. It doesn't sound like that's something done with strictly just synth samples. But let's see from the top. Oh, it's bass.
STAYC girls, it's going down.
남의 말은 짜릿해 앞뒤로도 make a fool 내가 볼 땐 아닌데 자기들만 act so cool 상상은 자연단 너의
So it sounds like a bass with some sort of chorus effect on it, because you can definitely hear the low end, but it sounds like it has like an octave that is layered with it. So in other words, it's doubled. There's the low end bass part, and then there's another voicing that's basically a double of that, but it's up a couple of octaves, and so that's what gives it that sound. It just gives like a bit more edge over the top, but it's a cool effect. I know I've heard that effect before. I have a couple of pedals that can do that actually. And then the drums, this sound like electronic drums again, but it's got some great fills. It's actually got a very good like its basic rhythmic pattern. You know what I mean? It's swings a little bit. It just has like this very subtle type of swing feel to it.
진짜라고 믿거든 왜 자꾸 돌아가려 해 답답하게 났어 서두르지만 no hurries Anyway 우리 다 이번 생은 처음이잖아 정답은 없어 100
2, 3, 4. Running on the 2, on the 3, on the 4. Yeah.
Quiet please be 행님 모드로 편히 앉아볼 필요한 말 속으로
Okay, so it's like pre-chorus. It's almost like there's like a pre-chorus and then a pre-chorus, like two pre-chorus 1 and pre-chorus 2. And the first one, you know, a lot of the mix dropped out and the bass was really big, man. It almost had that it'll be different in the bridge part though, slightly different, but the bass was really big here, massive. And then the drum comes back in, starts to fill out again. You know, it's a straight 4, and then, you know, eventually it works its way up until having all the 16th notes. You know, each one is played, so you get the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then we go into this, which is the main chorus feel, right? Like it's the percussion part and the bass part are already there, but it's still sort of pre-chorusy. And once we come around to the actual teddy bear, ooh. So it actually changes up every other. You get the first part of the phrase in the sequence. So again, it's an example of the antecedent consequent phrasing. The ooh, that's your first one, and then ooh, right, and then the last time is even a different pattern too. A basic arpeggiation over the chord that's being used there, but it's very fun. It's very fun. It's got a great color to it. That synth is very strong. Like it's a very, very strong sound to use for that. Like it's really rich. It sits really high up, but it does pair pretty nicely with the vocal part that's going on there, with the actual sung part. It gives it a very sweet type of a tone, you know.
No, 멋이 없어 매일매일 똑똑만로만 so good 뻔뻔해 no much late bang bang don't talk about it be your body all your lose.
So that was very cool, right? Because as you come out of the chorus section, and it does have that very like strong and rich synth sound, then we get this great contrast, not only in the mix, because most of it drops out except for, you know, kick and bass that's going on, but we also have, instead of the sort of melodic phrasing for the vocal parts, we go into a rap section, right? Most of the mix is dropped out. You're mainly just getting vocals. Then the percussion kicks up, and the sort of second half of this verse section here, continuing on with basically the rap styling for the vocal part, and the percussion is becoming more full also. So it's actually really, really, like, it's a nice, cool sort of break after you first get hit with that really strong synth sound.
욕심이 과해 always breaking up each other.
서두르지만 no hurries Anyway
This part's great. I love this sound.
이번 생은 처음이잖아 정답은 없어 100 그런 기대가 내려놔지만
bass is almost like pulsing. You can hear like a boom, 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 boom. It's just there's a swelling to it, a pulsing. It's just it's a really nice job of just sort of making everything feel fresh for a moment. Get a lot of space. You get that idea of like, being given a little bit more room to breathe, right, after being sort of locked into something very tightly, right, from the verse sections.
Quiet, please be 행기 모드로 편히 앉아 불필요한 날 속으로 내가 원할 때만 같은 yeah 바라는 butterfly Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear 모두를 확실히 해 걱정이 아니면 잠깐 call it now 질투일지도 몰라
This bridge section it's really actually very nice, man. It's just this very beautiful sound. The bass is massive, and it has this string-like quality. There's some other synth rhythm parts that's going on. It's an arpeggio, sort of just playing a descending pattern over the chord, and it's very subtle. I'm picking it up mostly like in the right. It's panned, into the right ear, and the vocal line now. There's a lot of falsetto. There's a lot of reaching up into the upper registers. The space that's in between all of these parts, with the bass being so full, so wide, it's very well done. This is like a very excellently composed bridge section.
잘하고 있는 건 나서 keep it down 네가 원하는 건 뭘까 Quiet please be 행기
What a great voice.
편히 앉아
What a great high note, man. She's reaching up there. There's some falsetto work before that, but that last, high note right there, that's still a lot of chest voice. That's still a lot. There's a lot of air behind that. It's not thin at all. It's it's thinner because is reaching up into that higher register, but there's still a lot of power behind it. It's a great voice, man.
잡을 필요한 말 속으로 내가 원할 때만 버튼 바람은 butterfly Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear Teddy bear
Every part of this song is really well done, man. It's like it's very well balanced throughout all of its sections. It feels like STAYC. It's like this is a STAYC song for sure. Based off of even just what I've heard, like this is very characteristic sound. And the previous tracks that I've heard, the Run to You and also ASAP, I enjoy the song structures. It's that idea of having the right type of contrast between your sections as you go from like what you begin with and then your verse section, if you're going to do pre-chorus and then into chorus, like in this one, right, the way it changes up whenever the second verse part comes around. I mean, it's a complete stylistic shift in everything, in the mix and in the vocals, and then it carries that on building up the mix again, but you never feel like you've left the song, like you ended up somewhere different or whatever. Like you're still there, and that's what's really fun and very cool about STAYC tracks, because it's like a part of what they do. There was some very cool structure though to this song. Great vocals, as usual. I really enjoy the range. I love all the different sort of registers that you get. Those high notes, you know what I mean? It's just incredibly strong. Great sound coming in the right sections too. That bridge section, the way the bass is so wide and it just supports everything. It's a perfect time to have the vocals jump up into the higher register and hit some of those higher notes. It's very cool, man, very cool. And I love the build up to it, with the stuff that they had released before the single drop. This is all very, very smart stuff, man. High Up is they're doing some clever stuff, man. Some clever stuff with this. It was very good. I see, it's a great song, man. And it kind of works with the thinking about those little snippet trailers that they had released before. The way it was like people who were kind of caught up in their lives, and then they saw something that was a teddy bear, a doodle, or a mascot, or the kid sleeping. It's like a break. It's like something to ease your tension, something to relax to. So take a little break, man. To like have something that you can just sort of enjoy, right? The rest of the stuff is still gonna be there. Don't worry about that. But the teddy bear is kind of like just a reminder of like, hey, don't take it too seriously. Like, just chill out for a moment, enjoy this groove or whatever, and then get back to life, everyday life or whatever. So it was very cool, man. It was very cool. All in all, really enjoyable experience. I was very excited and very curious as to what this song was going to be when it finally released. And it was great, man. It was great. STAYC is such a good group. They're really, really good. I saw a post of this, maybe it was a link to an article, but they are breaking their own personal records with this release. This is done better than any of their previous releases, even like day one numbers, you know what I mean? Like as soon as this dropped, they are surpassing the previous successes that they've had. So that's a really great accomplishment. It's a sign that, man, STAYC's, they're solid. They're doing everything right. So it was very cool. It was very fun. STAYC Teddy Bear. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot. That was really cool. I look forward to what the next release from STAYC is going to be, because they're a really great one of those more recent generation groups, man. I hope they go really, really far.